I decluttered 130 items in 2 days. I rarely do massive declutters anymore since becoming more of a minimalist because we just have less stuff in general. But after a busy summer, our home needed a refresh. So this was my autumn reset after the kids started back to school. Well, minus the toddler who's still with me all day. If you're also in need of a declutter and just a reset of your own home, then I've got a free declutter checklist for you. It's a really simple one and gives you a lot of my best tips. So I will link that in the description box. And if you're ready to upgrade and have even more help from me, then I've also got my Simply Decluttered program. That's also linked as well. So I started in the living room just tidying toys, and tidying with a toddler always feels like one step forward, two steps back because she was taking toys out anyway, but I don't mind as long as she's happy. So while I was here, I did have a quick look through the toys and just picked some of them that needed to be rehomed. Some of them belonged upstairs, so I wanted to take them back where they belong, just put them in the right baskets, just so that the kids can easily find the toys that they're looking for. And I also took a few out to declutter just because I knew they weren't really playing with anymore. So these are the toys that we have at the moment. So on the top, we've got some train bits and accessories for them, vehicles that my son loves to play with. Then we've got some kind of baby toys, animal figurines and things like that. And then in the bottom basket, we have some wooden train tracks, some wooden blocks to build with, magnet tiles and Kapla blocks. And I think these are the most played with in our home because they both love just building stuff and it's just so good for their imagination. They also have some toys here in this play kitchen, so I just quickly had a look through. There wasn't much to declutter in here, but I think overall I decluttered about 20 little toys. I also sprayed a little bit and dusted in here. I always use my Pedi and Fig spray cleaner, and that's always linked in the description box. And I also got an exciting delivery while I was doing this. I treated myself to a new pot candle. These are the only candles that I currently own because I just love them. They're non-toxic. The orangery scent is my absolute favorite, and I really love when they come up with the Christmas ones as well. Now, while I was here, I actually had a few boxes to declutter. And I also had a couple of parcels to return because I had ordered some jeans to try on, but they weren't the right fit. So I'm going to have to send them back and order other ones. And this is your reminder, if you've got things that you're not super excited about, then just return them. There's no point in keeping something that doesn't make you feel great. Oh, and I also decluttered an iPhone box that I found in there because what's the point in keeping items like that? Like, yes, it can be a useful item if you actually have a use for it, but since I don't, I can easily declutter it. Then I moved into my toddler's bedroom and I mainly looked through her wardrobe in here because she has outgrown most of the things in her current size. And we're also switching from summer to autumn. So obviously all the dresses and things she's not going to be able to wear anymore. So I decluttered quite a lot of items in here. I think about 25 or 30 items. I am obviously buying other ones to replace these in the next size up and more autumn appropriate. But I did take out everything that she's outgrown, anything that she's not wearing anymore. And I'm going to either donate or sell some of them. And I'm just trying to make sure that everything she has in here, she actually fits into and she can wear. Then I went through my own wardrobe and I took out all of those seasonal items that I'm not wearing anymore. So like dresses and my skirt and things like that. And I'm going to put those in storage. So I just have these baskets at the top of my wardrobe. So they're going to live there until obviously next season. I'm going to take out some more knitwear that I have under my bed. And since I've got a new pair of jeans, I'm going to declutter the old pair. That's kind of what I try to do, one in, one out. I had ordered the jeans in 2 different colors, and one of them I'm returning, but I'm keeping this one. I also had a look through my jewelry. Now, I don't have a lot of jewelry, nothing fancy, but I did declutter a couple of necklaces that I wasn't really wearing anymore. And I also looked through all of the summer items, and since summer is over, if there's anything that I wasn't wearing, then that can easily go. And I also have a couple of bags that I'm getting rid of as well. My husband also decided to declutter one of his jackets. He wasn't really wearing this anymore, so yeah, he gave it to me to put in the declutter pile. Then I moved on to my son's bedroom, and together we actually went through his Legos. We do a toy rotation with the Legos, so he has some of them in his bedroom, and then some of them were in storage in these two storage bins. So we went through, and one of these storage bins is actually all Legos that are gonna go. So we're gonna declutter all of those. So he's keeping just the other storage bin of Legos. And this is also good to kind of prepare for the upcoming season, because he's got his birthday party coming up and there's Christmas coming up. So obviously there's going to be a little influx of toys and gifts, and it's just good to do a declutter before that so that we don't feel overwhelmed when the time comes. I also went through his clothes here. He's got some seasonal items at the top as well, some swim gear. So I just went through, took out some of the items he's outgrown. Now, he obviously doesn't change clothes as often anymore because he's a bit older. But yeah, it's always good to have a quick look through and get rid of anything that doesn't fit anymore, that we don't need anymore, and just keep it in check. And I also went through his desk and got rid of quite a lot of paperwork and drawings, you know, those papers that have got like one line on them, things like that. Had a look through to see if there's anything we don't really need in here anymore. Next, I moved back downstairs and I went under the stairs in our cupboard that we have here, which is kind of the command center. Since we kind of reorganized my son's wardrobe, we moved this little Trofast from IKEA, this little system with the storage bins in here. We obviously don't use it for his toys anymore, but I thought it would be a good repurpose under here, because we can use those bins for all those random utility items that you need to have on hand, but yeah, don't want them all jumbled up in one junk drawer. We also have some shoes here, so I'm gonna go through all of those. So at the bottom we have shoes, then we've got rain cover for the buggy and the baby carrier or toddler carrier. Then in one of the bins we have some bags that I like to keep. Like for example, when we sell something, I do limit myself to like 2 or 3 bags that we have in here at one time. Like we don't need to have a pile of them. Then we've got one at the top that's got things that we need when we head out the door, like sun cream, sunglasses, lint roller, things like that. I've got another bag in here that I'm currently decluttering, and yeah, it just feels so much better and more streamlined in here now that I got rid of some of the access that we don't truly need. Now in the entryway, I also looked through the shoes. I actually realized this black pair of trainers I wasn't using anymore, because when I got them I thought they were fine, but they actually don't fit me that well. They feel a bit too tight. So I decided to just sell them. They're almost like new, and they sold straight away on Vinted, which I didn't expect, but some items just sell so quickly. So we did have quite a few pairs of shoes to declutter here. I went through some of the paperwork we had in our little inbox, like letterbox here. I also went through our ensuite bathroom just to get rid of some of the products in here, because I had replaced, for example, hairspray and just a couple of items like that because it was empty. So I did have to swap it out and just gonna give everything a bit of a refresh. Get any empty products out of here. And then I moved into the kids' bathroom and did kind of a similar process. We replaced their Masala body wash, so I'm gonna declutter the empty one and obviously just keep the new one. And then also I have out here in the shed some paint pots that I recently used to paint my toddler's bedroom. So I'm gonna declutter it. I actually have 2 paint pot samples, like Farrow and Ball ones, and then one big paint pot that's about half full. So I actually had some neighbors who wanted to have this for a little project, so I gave it away because I don't like storing paint anymore. I just pass it on to somebody else who can use it. And then we also had this carry-on scooter that we use for traveling, but my son's outgrown it and it's just not practical for us anymore. So in total it was about 130 items gone from our home, and I feel like every time I do this, things just feel lighter. Things get a bit easier to manage because we are constantly bringing stuff into our homes. So I think it's equally important to take things out. I do hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!